Good afternoon, everyone. So, going as per our sessions, today's our session will be today's. Earlier we have covered like last session, if you recall, it was on the relationships. That what are relationships? How many kinds of relationships we have in Power BI? So we have studied about those, and we covered one-to-one relationship, one-to-many, many-to-one, and how do we identify the relationships, the directions of the relationship, how the relationships they are auto detected, how to remove the auto detect feature, and we also manually create the relationships. So our topic for today's session would be the date table. The date table, it is a dimension table, and it is one of the most important tables in our data model, because if we see, a very major part of Power BI is the time intelligence calculations. So in order to perform the time intelligence calculations, we need a date table for that. So today's topic would be that why do we need date table and how do we create date tables. So going with the first slide, that why do we need the date table? The reason, again, as I've told earlier, that we have a large number of time intelligence functions or calculations in Power BI, and in order to complete those calculations successfully, we need the date table. That date table is nothing but a table that consists list of continuous dates. It is a very important point that the dates, they should be continuous, that we have some start date and we have some end date. All the dates between those start and end date, they should be in a continuous manner. None of the dates should be skipped. So that's the sole requirement of our date table, that it should be a contiguous date table. And talking about the time intelligence calculations, for example, mostly we deal with the sales data. Whenever we need to apply some time intelligence calculations, like we need to find the sales for this month or for whole year, or we need to compare the sales or data of this month with the same month in the past year. So all these sort of calculations, they come under the time intelligence calculations. Now, if we go to the Microsoft site, if you see over there, that there we have a large number of time intelligence calculations. So if you see over here, there are time intelligence functions, and in order to make use of these functions, there's a sole requirement of date table. So that's the primary reason why do we need a date table. And again, speaking that in order to get those calculations successfully, the prime requirement is that the dates, they should be continuous, and the date table, that fixes that part. Now the main part, that how do we create a date table in our data model. If we see over here, here's a Power BI sheet. Here's the visualization panel. It's empty, we haven't created any visuals for now. And then we have the data panel. Over here we have all our tables that are already part of our data model, and then is the model tab, which shows how our tables, they are connected. This sheet, it has already been shared in a group, and you could probably use it for the reference for this session and for our upcoming session as well. So if you see over here in the sales table, we see that we have a date column. Whenever sales was made, the date is corresponding to that sales. So in order to perform the time intelligence calculation on this sales table, we need a date table. Also we need to know over here is that the sales table is our fact table, and date table, it is a dimension table. The working of say fact table and dimension tables, that has already been discussed in the previous sessions. So now, without further ado, let's start with creating a date table. So if I see over here, Here we have the date tab, and I could just click over here, new table, in order to create a date table. When I click on date table, so we are creating a new table from scratch. So firstly, we need to give a name to our date table. As it's a dimension table, so let's keep it as dimensional date table. There are two functions by which we can create a table. First is the calendar function, and second is the calendar auto function. We need to know the difference between both these functions. As per the Microsoft site, if we go into the date function, so the calendar function, what it does is, as going by the definition, it returns a table with a single column named date that contains a contiguous set of dates. That this function, it would give us a column which would have continuous set of dates and the range that would be specified as a parameters in this function. For example, if I need to create a calendar table which has dates from January 2017 till December 2019, so I would need to specify those dates in the start date and end date. And the second function is the calendar auto function. For example, our we are not sure that what is the earliest date of our data and what is the latest date in our current uh, data set. So in order to adjust our date table according to the dates present in our data model, we always use the calendar auto function. So what it does is it returns a table with a single column named date that contains a contiguous set of dates. Again, it would provide us contiguous set of dates, and the range of dates is calculated automatically based on data in the model. So this is the syntax for the calendar auto. So now going back to our solution, in order to create a table, so what we would be using, let's use calendar auto function. So actually it is a dex function that we are using to create a table. So when I in the formula bar, when I just enter the calendar, so it prompts with options, the functions that we have. So I would be, let's say, using the calendar auto function. And in case what happens that there are fiscal years, for example, our fiscal year, it starts in October or it starts in April. So whenever we need to create a fiscal date period, the table, so we could specify the month number which should be used as the first number. Now just using the function and clicking on enter. Now we have a table. It gives us a single column with the continuous dates. If you see over here, 1st of January 2018, then 2nd of January, and so on. A table has been created based on the dates that are in our data model already. It has been created till 31st December 2020 because our sales data, it is till 31st of December. Going back to the table. So that's how we use calendar auto function to create a table. And further, we could in this, if we need to add some columns to this very table, we could use a function in this very formula. We could use add columns because we are adding columns. So if we see over here that add columns, firstly we need to specify the table. So we have already specified the table calendar auto, and then we have to name the columns we would be adding. Name one, then its expression, name two, expression of the second column. And for the sake of simplicity, what we do is we always rather than writing the whole code in a single line, we break it into separate lines so that it is easy to understand and easy to operate on. In order to move this bracket into next line, I would be using shift plus enter together, and now it has been moved to the next step. And again, now we need to enter the name of the column that we need to add. For example, let's use date. So let's use firstly the year, then we could use a year function. So here we need to enter comma here, then on the expression of the column here function we would be using, and over the date field. Okay, and then similarly it has errored because I went use the enter. I once we complete the function, only after that we could use enter. So let's say we just need two columns. What I would do is I will close this bracket over here and click on enter, and now we would be having so clicking on enter, we will be having two columns in our model. First is the date column, which has been provided by the calendar auto, and the second is the year column that we have added using the add column function. Similarly, in case we need to add other columns as well, for example, month number, quarter, and so on. So for that, we could manually enter the columns. So currently, I would be using this script over here. I've already created one at my end. So I will be just pasting it over here. So if you see over here that we have used the add columns function. Firstly, we have added the year column. After that, we have also used the month, then month number, and then quarter. And when we click on enter, so it gives us the whole table with separate columns as we have defined. Firstly is the very date column, and then here is the year column, which would be giving us the year corresponding to that particular date, then the month corresponding to what date, then again month number for that date, then in which quarter that date lies in. So if you see, we have also used multiple functions in this very syntax. We have multiple functions. First is the add columns, which we always use to add a column. Then we have calendar auto, which was our prime focus of today's session, which we have used to create the data table, sorry, date table. And then we have used the year function to retrieve only the year from particular date. And then we also similarly we have month to extract the particular month. And also we have made use of the format option or the format function. What format function does is that in case we need to change the format of a particular column, so for that purpose we need to specify a format for particular column. For that purpose we use the format function. So this is just a brief on these functions, and moving forward when we would be dealing with the text functions, we would be making use of all these functions, that we would be independently studying all these functions. Just to brief that what was the function of all these functions, how do they work. So for sake of that, I've mentioned in this session. So when we click on enter, we have this date table over here. Now we have managed to create a table, date table in our model. So we also need to join this table with other tables because it is our dimension table and our sales table is our fact table. So as per the star schema, we need to add, or let's say join the dimension table with the fact table. So if we see over here, we have our date column in our sales table as well. And now we have a date column in our dim date, that is date table that we have created. So as earlier discussed, in order to join, we could just drag the date column from the sales table to the date column in the dim date table. So now we have managed to create a join between both these tables. So that's how we create a date table and how do we embed it in our data model. So that was all for today's session. In case any concerns, please make sure to ask them so that we could discuss in our upcoming sessions. So again, I'm going by the slide that prime objective was discussing the date table, that why do we need a date table, again we need a date table, because we have time intelligence calculations which cannot be performed unless we have a date table in our model. And the sole property of the date table is that it should have continuous dates. And again, there are two methods to create. First is the calendar, wherein we would be manually specifying the dates from which date onwards to till which date we need the date table. And other is the calendar auto, which would be automatically detecting the first and last date available in the data model, and then create a date table based on that. After that, we have managed to embed the date table in our system as well. So that was all for today's session. In case any concerns, please feel free to drop your concerns in the WhatsApp group, or you could even drop the comments in our comment section on our YouTube channel. So thanks everyone. Have a good day.